Good afternoon, YouTubers. There's my wife, she's out there. Look. She's been painting the boat on the outside, but unfortunately it's the height of the afternoon and the heat is making the paint dry too fast. It's drying on its way from the tin to the boat, so she may have to abandon painting until the temperature cools a little, like in the morning or in the evening when you can't see what you're doing. Well, we're in a power cut at the moment. This is the computer. I usually sit here having a look online at things, and one of the things I was looking at this morning was on Sean's World or something. Sean, hello Sean, remember me? And he's talking about he's one of these people who've bought property in France, and he's renovating the couple of cottages and a barn or something like that. And he was talking about the pros and cons of getting these battery packs. I did write the name down. I can't remember the name of it. EcoFlow or something like that, and they're like a jump pack, and it comes with you just plug into it. It's like a generator. You just plug into it, and it's got solar panels. So I thought to myself, I could have one of them here on my boat, because we have a wire going to the pontoon, and there's a meter and it feeds in. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great to get no electricity bills? And I was looking at Sean with his EcoFlow and comparing it to his diesel generator, which is very noisy and makes a lot of pollution. And as I say, it does your head in because it's so noisy. So you've got to keep turning it off. With this thing, you just plug it in, have it connected up to the solar power, and in theory, that should be great. It should work really well. And if you were off grid, I think definitely that's a good idea. But for our position here on the boat, I think it'd be cheaper just to pay the electricity bill. I thought, how often do we get power cuts? And then here we are, we got a power cut. But these things retail at about €2,000, and depending how many solar panels you want, there's another 500. Oh, the power's back on. So I mean, all right, you would be okay in a power cut, but how long will there be a power cut for? Is it really worth it?
No.
And I've been thinking about it, and I think it'd be interesting to do an experiment to see, wouldn't it? Compare your electricity bill to last year compared to like doing a full 12-month period with one of these packs and see if it can keep up with the fridge, freezer and stuff like this, and without going dead flat, or how much you would have to. It will charge from the mains in about 2 hours, but how long can it maintain? Because don't forget, most of the time we're not actually using any electricity. You're just sitting here and maybe have the telly on or the computer. They use nothing. The odd light bulb. The only thing that really uses power is when you put the kettle on, or the hot water heater. They're the real energy thirsty things, and you could just put them on at night in the dark, and have them trickling, and then the power pack can charge again in the morning, can't it? From the sunlight. I don't know. How many batteries would you need? Because we got a lot of sun down here in Spain. So I was just toying. I was thinking at 2,500, getting on to 3,000. How long would it take you to spend that in electricity bills? And like I said, how often does the power go off? It goes off now and then. But the one thing we can't do on this boat is have the kettle on and the water heater at the same time, because the pontoon isn't geared to give us that much electricity, so it just trips out. So we have to power manage as it is anyway. Interesting thought. And the other thought was, if you think, well, I'll get one of these big power packs and a load of solar panels for the roof, and I can power my house, so you can plug it into your own house and it powers the house, and you've switched the meter off. Would that work? Would it produce enough power? And in quiet moments when it's sunny and you're producing more actual electricity than you need, could you feed it back through the electricity meter to effectively make the electricity meter go backwards? Because if power companies thought like this and everyone had these power packs in their houses, and when they're not using electricity it'll feed back into the grid and reduce the electricity bills, then they've got all these citizens that are working for the electricity company. But it's in their benefit too, because they're using mains electricity and they're using that as well, so the bills would be reduced massively anyway. You could possibly even earn an income, because someone who's got a wind generator in his field, for example, he'll be paying for that wind generator, the finance on it or whatever. But once that's out of the way, it's all profit, because that wind's spinning round, the power's going into the grid via its meter, and then the electricity company sends you a cheque for the money, or sends it into your bank. So it's just earning money all the time, and private people could do this if they had solar panels and these packs that would backfeed through the meter. It'd be a special meter by arrangement, obviously, so you know how much electricity you've drawn and how much you've put back into the grid, and that would cut down the costs of the electricity generating company for generating electricity. It's bound to be greener and better, isn't it? I don't know, what do you think? Sounds good to me.